Okay, welcome everyone to JALT International 2020. I'd like to introduce our speaker, Gary Wolff, or the Wolff Man, presenting on motivating students with the Quizizz classroom app. Oh, and by the way, if you have any questions, please wait until the end. You may write your questions in the chat window, and I will keep track of the questions. Okay, take it away, Gary.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to my session today. To start off today, I'd like to ask our attendees just a couple of questions, if you don't mind. When I uploaded my pre-recorded video that's over 24 minutes long, last month, one of the questions they asked was, would you like your attendees to view the video before your presentation? And I, in an ideal world, that's great. So I answered yes, of course. But what I was wanting to just find out from you guys is what is your level of knowledge and experience of using this Quizizz app at this particular time. So what I'd like to do just start out is to ask you these couple of questions. And the way I'd like for you to respond, if you don't mind, is to click the reactions button in your Zoom control panel there. It should be at the bottom of your screen. And just give me a thumbs up if you, let's just start with question number 1 here. If you, do we have reactions button? I don't see them, actually.
There should be.
Okay. All right. I should be able to see them on when I go to the gallery view again. Anyways, let's start with the first question. I'd like to know how many of you were able to view any part of my video that I think it was posted on the JALT2020 YouTube channel on the 9th of November, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been up there almost a couple of weeks. So let me stop the share and just see how many of you have had a chance to view the video. Okay, I don't see any. I don't see any thumbs up on anybody's profile picture. Okay, that's great. And then let me just go ahead and go to the second question, and that is, how many of you have had a chance to use Quizizz in your classes? If you're already familiar with it, maybe we can save some time in my presentation. So let me stop my sharing here so I can see everybody's thumbs up. Okay, we got one. TK is the only one that looks like he or she's used that particular app. Okay, good, very good. What I'd like to do is, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the app or you haven't had a chance to look at any of my presentation, is I am going to show you bits and pieces of that video that I mentioned before. And it is, it's actually not only on the, it's not only on the JALT website, but it's also on my own YouTube channel. And the reason for that is I was able to enter some timestamps, and that will help me locate specific sections of the video more easily. So what we will do today, in the interest of time, is I'm going to kind of cut to the chase. I'm just going to pick and choose a few sections that I think would be most appropriate. Obviously, I don't have time to show you the whole 24-minute video. But what I'll do is give you a quick introduction to the app. I'll introduce some of the different types of questions and quizzes that you can use, show you a little bit about the website. Again, all of this is on my video, and so I'll be showing you bits and pieces of that. And then we're not going to do we're not going to do a video demo here in the video. We're actually going to play the game. Okay, so you'll that's the best way for you to learn about the app, is to experience it in real time. So that's what I intend to do. Hopefully sometime by 5:35 at the latest. At least that's my goal. And don't worry, don't get all stressed out. It's a pretty easy quiz, actually. It's just 10 questions, and I'm only going to give you 20 seconds per question. So we'll wrap it up within 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'd like to, if there's time left, go into detail about the various reports, features that they have on the Quizlet site for assessing the students' performances in the quizzes, and showing you how you can use that for your record keeping and grading. Okay, so that's what I hope to do today. And so I'm going to just skip over all the background profile information. That's not really necessary today. So let me just play for you the part here for an introduction to the Quizizz app. Now, if you, I'm just going to keep it at this size here. If you're having trouble seeing it on your device, let me know and I'll go full screen. But it's easier for me to play it like this. We'll see how it goes. Like this.
Is the video playing?
Let me try that again. I must have not clicked the right button there. Yeah, my apologies. I clicked them earlier, but apparently it didn't take. Let me go ahead and try that again. Thanks for speaking up, by the way. I appreciate that. Let's go back let's just go back a little bit here. Thank you for pointing that out.
So what is Quizizz exactly? In my opinion, it's probably one of the most engaging online learning platforms for classroom use, and in some respects it's very similar to the other online real-time classroom games like Kahoot and Quizlet. The difference is that this one is quiz-based. Teachers can basically make their own quizzes using a number of different types of questions, and then allow the students to play the games in real time in the classroom using their mobile devices, or assign the homework, assign the quizzes as homework using asynchronous learning, and then set deadlines for, say, 1 week or 2 weeks into the future. One of the most impressive things about Quizizz is the assessments of the various reports that are generated to highlight the students' performance in these games. And one of the best things for me is that it's completely free. There is a paid version. I think it runs something about $60 a year, if I'm not mistaken, with lots of other bells and whistles of other features that are available. But I'm a pretty low-key user so far, so I haven't really felt any need to upgrade. Some of the various features that Quizizz has is that teachers can basically use 5 different types of questions, which I'll be showing you shortly. Students can choose between their mobile device or a PC when they're playing the live classroom games. Unlike Kahoot, students can see both the questions and the answer options on their devices. This is nice because you don't need a classroom projector, or students don't need to look at the teacher's PC if you're if you're doing emergency remote teaching, for example, using Zoom, as I do with my students. And like Quizlet, the students can play in teams or individually. So it's pretty nice the way it's set up, actually. As for its effect on student motivation, okay, just a quick introduction to the Quizizz website. After you first log in to your free account, you will see this page, which allows you to search for any quiz for just about any topic. If you scroll down the page, you'll see various categories in many different fields. And you can just browse through those individual. You can open these individual pages in the different categories, or you can just search millions and millions of quizzes that are available. All the ones that are public, you're free to copy into your own library, which I have done already on a few. You can also search your own library and any reports that have been developed on any quizzes that you've already played in your classrooms. If you click over here on My Library, that will open up a list of the quizzes that are in your library that you've either created yourself or that you have borrowed, copied, and saved from other quizzes that are public. Almost all of them are public to my knowledge. These are a few that I've created or saved in the past several weeks. If we click open a quiz that I actually created just a few days ago, I used it last week for the first time in one of my classes. You can see a list of all the questions that are in that particular quiz. And if you want to play the game live in your classroom, you can click here where it says Start a Live Quiz. And that will give you the option of choosing the classic live quiz.
Okay, I can show you this a little bit later when we actually play the game. What I want to do now is to skip over to the part where you can see if you assign the quizzes homework. Let me show you how that works.
Quizzes for homework, and if you do that, this is good for asynchronous learning. And if you're using the basic plan, as I have, then you have the option of giving your students up to 2 weeks to submit their homework. You can see the dates after the 24th. I'm actually making this on the 10th of October, so you can see we've got the students would have 2 weeks to submit their homework. That's what you have available in the free basic plan, which I'm using. Okay. When you create a quiz, you have the option of 5 different types of questions. As for me, I've only used multiple choice and checkbox so far. They've also recently added a new option for slides, which is in conjunction with the new lesson option they have. It's a PowerPoint style lesson teaching platform that you can use as well. When you enter the questions and answers into Quizizz, you can either type them in manually or you can do a bulk import using an Excel spreadsheet. And as you enter those questions and answers, over on the right side, you'll be able to see how they will appear on the students' mobile devices. As with Google Forms, of course, you'll need to indicate the correct answer. And down here in the lower left, you have the option of selecting the amount of time students have to answer those questions, anywhere from 5 seconds up to 15 minutes. So it's a pretty broad range there. And of course, you'll need to save your question before you move on to the next one. So now why don't we take a look at an actual live.
No, let's don't. Let's in fact play the game live. Okay, so you don't have to join, but if you'd like, I think you'll enjoy this experience. That way, you can get some hands-on experience on how it works. I created this game just this past week with this session in mind. For any of you who are familiar with the Tokyo train system, you'll probably ace this easy little quiz. But for those of you not familiar with Tokyo's most popular train line, the Yamanote line, it could prove to be a little bit challenging. But let's give it a shot and give you a chance to try it out. I did let some of my students this past week do a test run on it, and they said, "Oh, Mr. Wolff is interesting, but choto muzukashi." So, anyways, if just a few quick rules here to make it go better for you. Let me go ahead and share these with you here just real quick. First of all, you don't need to download anything. You don't need to sign up for anything. You can use any device. There's two ways of joining the game. The easiest way is I will type in the direct URL link into the chat window, or you can just type in joinmyquiz.com in your browser and then enter the 6-digit game code. Then they'll ask you for your name. And I always ask my students to please use Romaji instead of kanji. Some of my students sometimes have trouble connecting with Wi-Fi. So if you have a data plan, if you have 4G cellular, that will be much, much better. Okay.
Just want to let you know.
Yes. Yes.
You have 7 minutes left.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The game should not take more than 3 or 4 minutes. So let's go ahead and play very quickly. And what I would normally do if we had a little bit more time is show you all the other different settings and so forth that there are. But let's go ahead and start the game. And so you can get a chance to experience it firsthand here. Okay. As I said, I'm going to copy the link here and put it in the chat window for you directly. That's the easiest way to join. Or you can just type joinmyquiz.com in your browser along with this 6-digit join code. And if we, when the students join, you'll be able to see their names down here at the bottom of the page. Okay. All right. Let's see, we have, okay, anybody else? Sometimes students have a little trouble connecting, so I like to give them a little bit extra time to join. But we're kind of running out of time with my presentation here, so let's go ahead and start. gold medalist, TK, Eric, silver medal, Jamie, bronze medal. Congratulations. Okay, I have a lot more things I wanted to show you, but I ran out of time. If you would like to contact me in the future, there are some contact reference sources here at the very end of the of my video. I've also typed in my personal email address into the chat window. So if we do have time, maybe for one or two questions, just very quickly. If we don't have time for all of them, I'm more than happy to go to the Hangouts room after this session is finished. So any questions for anybody?
Okay. And before we have any questions, let's give Gary a round of applause. You may unmute your mic and audibly clap or use the reaction emoji.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, any questions? We have 2 minutes.
In the meantime, feel free.
No questions. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. One of the things that I would have shown you ordinarily if there was more time is that you can, the reports part here, all this can be downloaded to your PC with an Excel file, and it's really komakai. I mean, it is really detailed. If you mouse over these individual questions for each student, you can see how much time it took them to answer the question, true or false, or you know, correct or wrong. You can then review the questions also one by one. You can this shows you how many students got the answers correct or wrong, and you can just mouse through them one by one. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed playing the game, and I also hope that you learned something about the Yamanote line. Any way I can help you, if you decide to use this in your classes, just drop me an email. I'll be glad to steer you in the right direction. Thank you very much for your kind attention today.
Okay, thank you very much, Gary. And that brings us to a close.
Thank you,
let's give
Alex.
him another round of applause.
Thank you for your excellent hosting of the meeting. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'll stop recording now.